Good morning. It is All Souls Day 2022. And if you cannot tell, I am fairly sick today. When I say fairly sick, I'm sick. So I had something else planned. I had kind of a walkthrough and a review plan. I'm not going to do that today just because I feel terrible. But we are going to look at something. The show must go on, right? We're going to look at Lone Sherman, a solitaire war game by Mike Lambo. I just got this. I haven't played it yet. We're going to flip through it and see what it's about. Mike Lambo, man, I was really wondering I'm wondering if he's trying to get 12 games out by the end of the year because I think he's pretty close to it. Maybe does he got what 10? So if you get 12 games out in the calendar year, I'd be impressed. This one is Lone Sherman. I got high hopes from this. I've heard great things about it. Very high hopes for it. You know, out of all the games, I think there's 9 others. Out of all those games, I think my favorite was the second one, the Battles for Normandy. And my least favorite ones, may be Hostage Rescue. Might be my least favorite one. Beaches for the Brave, of the Brave, maybe. But Battles for Normandy just still sticks with me, and I got high hopes for this one because I'm a big fan of Patton's Best, which you're dealing with a Sherman tank there, right? Sort of doing sort of a B-17 Queen of the Sky type game there, and if it's a one Sherman, that should be pretty cool. Here, let's look at it. Lone Sherman puts you in charge of a single Sherman tank and its crew somewhere in France in World War II, and task you with navigating your Sherman through varied and challenging missions. Whilst this game is not a narrative-driven game as such, with a little imagination, it will provide memorable stories. Absolutely true. We'll talk about that in a minute. The missions allow the player to invent any kind of backstory they like in order to enhance the feel of the game. Some events are randomly generated, but the player always has at least some degree of control over the level of risk they wish to take and how vulnerable they leave their tank to these events. I was writing it for him right there. Look at that. And there's Mike Lambo's mug right there. And that's the game. Let's take a look at it. First of all, yeah, he's exactly right. It may be not a lot of games may not be narrative games. Let me tell you, the best narrative game I've ever played had no dialogue as such. It was B-17 Queen of the Skies, and anybody that's watched his channel or that knows me knows that's one of my favorite games ever. Very simple game, very role-playing-esque feel to the game, although there's no story. The story's in your head, right? And so I get what he's saying. If you can pull that off in a game, there's a lot of games that do kind of pull that off. That is a great thing. There goes the other game books by Mike Lambo. That growing list. How many is there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there is 10. So hey, get one out in November and push one right around Christmas time, and you'll have 12 in a calendar year, I do believe, unless the Fields of Normandy came out late 2020, but I think they're all 2021, right? Or 2020, late 2021, 2022, I do believe. Who knows? Could be wrong. All right, so introduction, battleground, Lone Sherman puts you in charge of. Okay, we already read that. We're not going to read it again. There's some terrain features. You got road, field, mud. Well, getting that bogging down your Sherman there. The Sherman was an odd tank, right? It was made for they could have built a better tank, but the reason you don't, because you're going to ship it. You're having to ship it early on. You're having to ship it. So, and it wasn't like a Tiger. A Tiger took so much damage, right? The Sherman relied on smoke, relied on a lot of different things, right? So woodland, buildings, tree lines, and water. Very cool. What's the movement in the mud? What does it? affects the number of dice rolled in the Sherman operations phase and the German tank operations phase. Mud hexes may also have buildings on them, making them buildings hexes, farms, as well as mud hexes. Okay. All right, cool. Attacking tanks, both Sherman and German. Let's see. Some rules on attacking tanks. Okay, we're going to determine whether the attacker hits the target tank or not. If so, determine whether that hit causes any damage or not. If so, determine the top extent of the damage caused. Cool. Very well. So, I got some. I like the rule layout. Mike, I like your rules. I just think that I like how they're done. Yeah, I like these rules. I sympathize with people who have hard times or feel hard times writing rules. I just can't do it well. But Mike Lambo has some good. I like the rules. I mean, maneuver example. Okay, well, won't look at that too much in depth. Fire main gun. I do like the colors too. It gives me a reason. All right, there's a phase 4 removed. Let's look at the phases. All right, let me not rush through it. I'll apologize. Well, do we have a? I apologize, y'all. I'm just not feeling well. I ain't got smoke. You have to have smoke in the Shermans, right? You have to hold down, repair. Cool. Okay. So now move, reverse, turn, fire. Okay, you. Okay, so it is looking. Sometimes people say it's a tank game, and it's doesn't really feel like a tank game, but this looks like it has. It's going to be a tank game, right? It's not going to be just an armored vehicle. It could be anything. Oh, let's read the Stuka. The Sherman is attacked by a Stuka. It's a dive bomber, yep. First check to see if the commander is in the popped hatch position. If so, he has a chance to shoot down the Stuka with a Sherman's top-mounted gun. Very cool. Very nice touch. Roll 2d6 and all right. Panzer III. A new Panzer III might appear. As stated in the chart, roll 1 6-sided die once and find the hex on the mission map with a matching black number on it. If the hex in question already has a German tank, truck in mission 5, or Sherman occupying it, then no event occurs. Otherwise, place a Panzer III tank on the hex facing the edge of the hex where the number is printed. The Panzer will then activate as normal in the hex next to the German operations phase. Okay, cool. All right. Let's look at some of these maps. I always like the maps. Let's look at the village, mission 1, the village. Right on. I think that's probably spot on there. Look at that. That's a nice looking map, man. For what it is, I mean, it's nothing great, but just you got the colors. Nice looking map. I do enjoy the maps. Yes, that's good. Okay, that's it. I might have to get to play this. I might play it today if I feel. Man, I got a long day. I got a long day of work. But there it is. Lone Sherman by Mike Lambo. Get that off Amazon. If you want to get anything else on Amazon, you can buy my book, Brownwater Navy, which is a patrol boat, right? It's a swift boat. in Vietnam, and which is not like Mike Lambo's. It's more of a story-driven game, but a lot of fun. Difficult game, but it can be won. I promise you, it can. It's just going to take a lot of skill and a lot of luck. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Sorry I didn't bring you something better again. Must have been out late on Halloween or something. You have a great day. Be careful out there. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.